Hello and welcome. Hope you're doing alright. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. It's a nice spring evening but feels like summer. So sorry I paused, I tried this 3 times and the plants have blown over every time I've done it, so this was the last chance. Yeah, so I bought a few new plants over the last few weeks. You can see them there. I think you might have already seen one or two of them, but I just thought I'd tie it all up. This weekend I'm hopefully going to finally cut the sort of last season's jobs out and be just ready to chillax for summer. They are mainly the irrigation and getting these plants in the ground, so thought I'd have a quick look at them now, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So the theme of it is that what I like to do is buy plants in pairs, not to plant them together but to plant them quite the opposite, actually, in different areas to see how they do. For example, I had two Sciatias. They were two of the first ones I bought. I put one's in deep shade and one was in it's almost that right in the center between part shade and part sun, that sort of right in the center. And yeah, it didn't do very well, so I switched them up in the end, the one in sun, and it's just getting that kind of thing of it, if you know what I mean. Just yeah, so what have we got here then? Let's start from this side here. So I've got a holly fern. Let's have a look at that one quickly. So over there in the corner behind the jasmine, right in the corner, is a holly fern, Sertonium fortunei. This is a Sertonium fortunei as well. In fact, this one's a Varian clivicola. I didn't realise that, but there you go. So to me, the leaves look a little bit bigger. Let's go and compare them, actually, just see if we can see any obvious things. So yeah, I mean, you can sort of see the difference in that, can't you, the way the leaves are and all that. So yeah, what I'll do with that is try and get it into a place that's a bit different to that. That is pretty much, if I had both seats there, then it wouldn't really get any sun at all, but because the sun sets up over there, it sort of gets the evening sun about this time, actually, if it wasn't cloudy. So next one is the Nephrolopis cordifolia, which is kind of like a Boston fern, but it can go outside. It's not strictly hardy, but we'll find out. The one I've got at the moment is actually over there by the fence post in the flower bed at the back. You can just see the one frond sticking up towards the corner of the bench. That's in there at the moment. With this one, I kind of want to pair these up where they are, but we'll see. Yeah, so it might be a slight difference to the rule, but maybe we can find something different in that. But I wouldn't mind them being in the same vicinity of each other. This one you might have seen already. I can't remember what video it was on. It's a bird's nest fern, a Splenium nidus or nidus. It's a house plant. You'll get it in a house plant section. So I'm going to put it in that hanging basket, as you can see, and hang it somewhere. So yeah, that'll be quite nice. It's inside at the moment. Oh, it's not inside at the moment, but I'm keeping it inside at the moment. It doesn't really like it below 10 degrees, so I'll wait until the nighttime temperatures are sort of a bit more 11-12 degrees. And then I'll bring him out and we'll find a situation for him, but he looks absolutely lovely. These are actually epiphytic, so technically I could shove it in a tree or something like that and it'd do all right, but it'd be interesting to experiment with that. That is not going to like the sun, I don't think, so that's going to narrow down the choices on it. Right, the next one is another Blechnum spicant. I just like them. I think they look quite Jurassic, actually. Nice sort of laddery, kind of like the Nephrolopis there, like the sort of the way they grow is quite laddery, but that's actually fully hardy, and I've seen a few of these that have actually got pretty big, maybe double that size. That's quite hard to tell how big that is, admittedly, but yeah, Blechnum spicans, that's just a normal, national fern. Next one I've got is a maidenhair fern. This is I think it's the Adiantum venustum, that's it. Himalayan fern. Says they're deciduous on the ticket, but in my book it says that it can be semi-evergreen, so yeah, we'll see what it does. But I did actually have one of these last year. I put it in the vertical garden and the wind totally destroyed it basically, and then I couldn't get it back. It is actually now, it's had a life of failings. Where that Nephrolepis is, that fence post, it's actually behind that fence post at the moment, but I think it's dead. I'm pretty sure it's dead. But yeah, I just thought I'd get another one of them, because if I can get that to grow outside, that'd be a good bit of ground cover. And then the last one I've got here, it's the pot says it's in Sciathia or Sciatia australis, or I think they're even changing it again if you've seen the horticulturist video that's just come out on Dixonias. But yeah, so this completes the set of Sciathia. So what the theory is with the Sciathias is that technically they're not hardy. A lot of places say they'll go down to -5, but a guy who I trust, who I get them from, has told me that they're probably not. But it's probably, they might take an odd frost, if you know what I mean. You know, if it's like quite mild, 5 degrees for a week, quick -5 and then back to 5 degrees, he says they might be all right, but continuous temperatures is what does them in. So anyway, so what I've done is I thought, away, you probably see my thing where you might probably haven't, on the undersoil oversoil heating I'm doing to just keep the frost off these things. Go into it another time, but essentially what I've decided is to get 2 australis, 2 couperii, Sciathias. What I'm going to class that one as the middle one. I was hoping to get a bit bigger, but the guy is not selling the big ones at the moment because they're all late coming out, so he wants to see what's actually survived in his stock and all that. So yeah, so I've got that one which I would call a medium australis, and then over in that full sunbed in the corner that we got the Dryopteris erythrosaura, you can see that the red standing out. The one in the middle towards us with the frond just tripping over the middle, the top of the wall, that's a Sciathia australis. It's a small one and it's in full sun. This one is a medium one and it will go probably in full shade over there where the fig tree is in the middle. There's 2 ferns and it will go in the center of there, and then you can already see there in the center there's the medium, in inverted commas, medium to large Sciathia couperii, which actually does get quite a lot of sun there. It's actually being burnt off by it and the wind. As you can see, it's getting buffeted by the wind, even though it's not actually windy. So and the other couperii is behind the climbing frame effectively, which is kind of full shade. It gets the tiniest little bit of morning sun, and then it's actually pretty much full shade. So I figure if I have, you know, one of each species in one of each situation, then I can see which one does the best and go from there. So yeah, these are the 5 new ones. I'm going to chuck them in, or is it 6? Yeah, it was 6, wasn't it? I'm going to sort them out over the weekend. With regard to the Asplenium nidus, the bird's nest fern, I'm thinking either, you can see my little brackets down there on that. Look at the pigeons as well. They're like the tree above us, as you can tell. I only hosed that off 3 days ago. So yeah, a little bit annoying. Now you know, you can see why I want a roof on this section. But anyway, I've got those brackets which I'm just going to rig up shortly. I'll probably, you know, just temporarily, I'll probably put one on that gate there because it's not going to like any sun, so that really restricts where I can put it in this garden. So basically on the gate there, you know, maybe coming down so that the actual bottom of the basket is on the halfway marks or something like that. And then if I put a chair, tidy up that up a bit, put a chair there, which means you won't see the sort of bottom half of it, and then that gives that just a little bit of greenery at least. Or I'm thinking over by the fig tree, maybe above the Sciathia, where this Sciathia australis is going to go, to the left of the fig tree on that fence post, sort of halfway up, or to the right of it. But that's all wires, like horizontal wires, so I don't know how I'd hang it over there easily, because if I could just put a wire from one fence post to the other and sort of put it where it needs to go, but I don't know if that's going to interrupt with the fascias, which I might just say are going absolutely mental. This one here is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I don't know. Boom, loving it. And that one's not doing too bad either. Yeah, I've not done too bad on the plants. There's probably one or two that are dead, or I'm assuming are dead, and then there's probably one or two I am worried about, and then the rest of them have all come through. So, and that was with minimum effort. You can see the wind's already taken that the bird's nest fern down. But yeah, it's quite a nice one, this. You think if I have it in that basket and chuck it over there, yeah, be alright. I might do a little, put them in two places, take a couple of photos and put it out to a pole, see where it goes, or I can just move it around, put them both up and keep them both there. So yeah, so for the weekend I've just got my box of old irrigation stuff out, got a few new bits that I needed, going to rig all that up sort of semi-permanently, get that done so I can just switch the water on and off and everything and get watered, get the sprayers in there and whatnot. And yeah, the grass is doing okay. I'm actually going to try and turn it into a putting green, which is why I've got this sand here. So I'm going to do a mix of topsoil and sand, mix it all up, brush it all in. Now it's just had its first cut, I'll give it a second cut, brush in more sand, roller it, and then I'll brush it again with more sand, you know, I mean, and just layer it up over the weeks and all that, and hopefully I'll be able to get a putting green out of it, which would be good for me and the lads. So yeah, next time hopefully we'll do a tour. Everything's not doing too bad, bananas have come right out. Yeah, I'll go into it more the next time, but there you go. See you next time.